How you doing? It's Jabba here at the Museum of Contemporary Art here in Sydney, and I'm here for a press conference for Björk, the woman from Iceland. She's moved to England, she's gone out with Tricky, she's done all kinds of amazing things, and she's here giving a press conference today. So I brought my special peg, I've got the Royal Volunteer Coastal Patrol pants on, and I'm set to talk to Björk.
I'm very lucky because in my life I was always surrounded by all the different kinds of music in the world. My grandparents were obsessed with jazz. My parents were obsessed with, you know, Jimi Hendrix, you know, all that period, Doors, all that bollocks. And I was in music school from the age of 5 to 15. So I got 10 years of sort of, you know, I write the notes and listen to Schoenberg and Stockhausen and, you know, all these, like, all the noises of Western civilization, basically, and all of the other countries as well, really.
You blow a fuse, sing from the damn cuts loose, sing from, so what's the use? Wow! Of falling in love.
Björk, does Björk mean anything in Icelandic?
Yeah, it's a tree. I think in Australia you call it birch.
Birch? Uh-huh.
So that's my name.
Did your parents call you that? Why did they name you after a birch tree?
Well, my mum, in Iceland, actually all names are pretty close to the language still, because we're very puritanist about our language. We've spoken the same language for 1100 years. It's the language that the Vikings spoke. And because of the isolation of the island, it hasn't changed at all. We can still read what was written, like 1300. Like my son could still read it.
Wow.
And it's not even thou art mine, you know, it's not even like that. It's just still, and so all the names are all like from nature, really, because we're better pagans, really.
Uh-huh.
So it's all like birch. My brother's called Eagle, you know, and it sounds like, for you, straight translation would sound like American natives, like Indian names, but that's the way it is in Iceland. It's very sort of still close to nature and that.
What about your son's name, Sindri?
Sorry?
What does Sindri mean?
It is actually from mythology, Nordic mythology, and it's the man. Do you know Thor, the god of power?
With the hammer?
With the hammer, yeah. Sindri is the blacksmith who made the hammer.
Wow.
So he gives people. It sort of means sparks, like when you see the blacksmith, the sparks that come from hot metal, when two hot metal meet.
When you lost your voice on this tour, what kind of effect did that have on you? Is that the first time that you've lost your voice?
Yeah, it was one of those situations where you learn to appreciate something you've always taken for granted. It was quite emotional, you know, but it's something I learned to deal with. And yeah, that's it, really.
And so peaceful until you ring that bell, 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 shout, you yell, how you broke the spell.
When we were preparing to record this album, my accountant called me very upset and said, unfortunately, we might have to go to the Bahamas because it would save a lot of money in tax and that. And it took us like a week to get our head around that one, get the bikini sorted and all that. And then we went, and then it was very hard to stay indoors because when you do an album, you're basically working like 16 hours a day and you get like obsessed with what you're doing. It's very exciting. So you just sleep and work. And so it sort of kind of all just naturally fell into place because the way I learned to sing was just walking around Iceland and as a kid, and it was always a secret and nobody knew about it, and it was my way to keep sane. To sing inside a studio was very, didn't have anything to do with joy for me. It was very sort of anti-freedom. Sort of you get thrown in a box and everything's brown and hairy and you get locked up and then you get headphones and a microphone and you might as well put handcuffs on you as well. And then you're supposed to like express the your free mind. Go on, you know. And you go like, you know, you might as well just do it on the beach. I saved Iceland till last because I wanted to tour to be as good as possible. So we learn all our lessons and everything. So we're going there, I think 21st of June this year.
Wow.
On when the day is longest in Iceland. The sun actually doesn't go down.
Let's get unconscious, honey. Let's get unconscious.
I think Madonna is the kind of person that's works very much with her head, but I think she's got tons of instinct, animal instinct, because that's the only way she can survive for so many years, I think. But she's like doesn't admit it to herself, and she doesn't trust her instinct. She always thinks before she acts in an impulsive manner. So I mean, it's really easy. I'm not judging her. I think everybody can comment on everyone. It's just like an outside point of view on her, and we all need comments like that sometimes. So I just said, let's get unconscious, honey. That's the chorus for her. And this is the last day that I use words. They lost their meaning. Words are useless, especially sentences. You know, don't function anymore. Let's get unconscious, honey. And just kind of like let go of your head and just like fall into the current that you got inside you, because instinct is a lot wiser object than brain. I think brain is just as old as your body, which is about 30 years in my case. But instinct is like 5,000 years old and it's a lot wiser. So it gets you a lot further if you trust that.
This beautiful view from the time of cementing.
Like rock and roll is 30 years old, you know, it's got nothing to do with today, you know. And I've said this before, but it's mostly influenced by loud cars that America was making 30 years ago, like the big Chevrolets and Cadillacs, and then you make songs out of that, because pop music is all about making like your life around you into magic, you know, but taking real life situation and making them into magic. And as you notice, we're surrounded by very silent Japanese cars now, so rock is dead, you know. So we should more focus on the noises. We are like the wind. Human voice is still the most influential noise in our life, and like the fax machine and the mobile telephones, and we are so educated when it comes to noises, and that's what we should be making pop music out of.